Good morning, good evening, based on the geography location to everyone. And thank you for attending this session. Intent of this session is as we are growing with a lot of business application solution, I'm trying to help our seller team and our business architect and technical architects to understand how we can stitch these different products that we have beautifully available in our business application and create the industry solution. So based on the need of current times when we are in this unfortunate situations that healthcare is really needing a digital driven experience from Microsoft, I'm coming up with one of the use case which can be a very good implementation case for many of our healthcare organization. We are seeing a lot of motion across the globe on this healthcare industry, and people are implementing and utilizing the power of business application. But in the India and even the across the other location where we are trying to drive this motion, I'm trying to pick some of the partner where we are able to implement these stories together. Individually, we are aware of different solution, like we are implementing power apps, we are using remote assist, but when we see the beauty together, like remote assist within power app, AI within CI, or AI transforming all the way to power app, those kind of cross platform solution, how they are able to help healthcare industry in much more accelerated way is something we will see in the current session today. So hope I can make it much more simplified, and I can elaborate entire thing. And I'll take your question at the end of the this session, because we will be jumping from one app to another. I would like to have a flow in place. So coming to the solution overview, which we will talk in coming few minutes, will be the core engine will be the customer insight. As we all know that customer insight is growing motion for Microsoft overall across different channels and the organization level that you see. Customer insight will be the heart of the solution, which I will be talking about. Then we will be moving to the Power App, where we will be showing the projections. As we see that the front-end layering can be done in the Power App, Power BI, a lot of these front-end basic app, but we will see how this magic is transforming from CI to Power App and ML to Power App, and even from remote assist to Power App. So the solution will not be like having these individual pillar connecting to those connectors, but also seeing the beauty of other solution embedding to the one another. Coming to the ML embedding part, as of now, classic model is something that is supported in Customer Insight. So I'm only touch basing the point over there, but basically maybe the advanced machine learning can be still implemented in Customer Insight with help of our Azure other measures like data lake and other things. So I will not touch base on those advanced topic in this session, but right now in context of this session, I will be touching on the classic ML Studio model of Azure. Coming to the Teams integration, we will see that how remote assist is able to integrate with Teams call, and how we are able to give a much better experience for our healthcare industry to solve all the problems when we are in the situation that we do not want to visit hospitals much often. We are restricting ourselves to go there, but our examination or our checkups could be much more required at times. So how those problems can be solved, and how experts can be connected when travels are almost very difficult in current times, how we can use the entire infrastructure and entire digital platform in such a way that our emergency situations are addressed well. So just to simplify this block diagram of today's session that we are going to talk about, it's a CI machine learning embedded flow. So in case you have to traverse this solution from left to right, the left section is about the structured and unstructured data. So when we are coming to this medical application that we are trying to talk about, we might think of the data which can be lying in different systems. It can be structured or unstructured data as well. So the beauty of customer insight is it can collect data from different data sources, and it will be able to create a customer 360 profile. So in the current scenario, we are going to talk about a patient 360 profile. So for a patient record, what could be the important thing? There could be previous X-ray reports, previous medical tests, current vital checkups if he is going through some kind of treatments, or some kind of medication history, some kind of existing tablets that he is already taking to, some kind of precautions, some kind of allergy situations that can be specific to that particular patient, or some kind of heredity situation that you need to be aware of. Every hospital that we go, we have to fill and we have to give those checkpoints to get the treatment. And but sometimes we do miss to present those data, which could be important for doctor to know. So why not we have an integrated system where all the health records and important data is available, and doctor can fetch and see a customer 360 report as in when you go, all the important information, because he is going to recommend you next thing. So he should know any and everything which is important in your history. There could be current medication which can be affecting your current treatment, or it can be some kind of different situation or symptoms that you are not able to address in the current treatment. So in the COVID times, when we are going in the low contact mode, wherein not just for the having a cough cold symptoms, but even for the other symptoms, we are refraining to be in touch with medical staff, where if all the information is available in this digital media, we do not have to communicate in person. We do not have to write on papers and hand it over when we are trying to avoid the contacts. If the digital media is giving you an app kind of experience and everybody is able to access, the designated person is able to access your information, they will be able to find out the entire thing. So that is my idea, that all the data is important, and why each individual data you need to make it available to CI. Coming to the modeling, why we need to run these machine learning model 1, 2, 3 on that data, because there could be some kind of recovery score that you are noticing. It can be for your treatment, or it can benefit others as well in the same ratio, because how your treatment has worked, if we have a lot of maybe 100 patients record or 1000 patients record recovering in the same way, it can be a good treatment therapy for all the medical science to adopt to. So if you consider the back end of the research science which might get benefited, it is again important. And even for the current treatment, to know like how the recovery and things are going on, it is much more important to know the entire data. Now coming to the customer and the patient 360 record, which is on the right side, what could be the data which you will be getting out of that entire thing, which is like machine learning plus CI. Customer Insight is a product which is giving you a patient 360, means you know everything about the patient. It can be a profile data, it can be the recovery data, it can be some reports about that patient, or it can be some kind of health score which you have identified based on different parameters, his weight, current age, and lot of height and other parameter which tells you how good or bad health of that particular person is. So health score can just not be like a BMI, it can be like a lot of other medical conditions that you are putting together too. So but this health score you will be able to feed in with help of machine learning model, which will give some kind of, okay, he's not having BP, he's not having this kind of medical condition or something, so you are finally giving that person as a health score. How this health score and other medical things are overall generating a score to a patient, you are able to get to a place where AI is helping in your solutioning. So coming to the next level, when you are able to put an analytical patient segment, that you know how your patients are going with your current treatments, how your medical organization is helping the patients, how good or bad your statistics of their solutioning and their treatments are going on. You will know their sentiment score and their feedback score as well, for the organization to be better available to help their patients and their other nurse and other departments which should know all these kind of statistics for their betterment in going forward. So this is the entire trajectory which can help in any kind of healthcare organization, that entire data is flowing from left to right, and you have this card, patient card, which is much more than the report that you pick out of the any of the lab test. It gives you the entire, like, how you have been and how you have been growing, and what could be a best treatment or next recommendation could be for you to go for. So coming to this data silo which we have discussed, how we can put our digital different kind of power applications to make that data work. So you know that Customer Insight is able to get the different data sources. Map match merge is something we are doing to create the patient 360 in the middle side of it, and Right side is something where we are projecting that information which we have embedded with help of machine learning, and we are able to see them on Power App, Power Portal, or it can be on a Power BI report. So front end facing app could be different, and based on the use case of your customer or based on the use case of that healthcare organization which it finds it useful. But we have seen all these front-end application are very well able to connect with customer insight as a connector, and we are able to elaborate and show different dashboards and different trajectory and insight reports to the system with different roles and different personas that are going to help. So these data sources that we just talked about can be in different systems. So they do not have to change their existing system. Whenever we are talking to any of the organization, they must be having some kind of software already implemented or some kind of infrastructure which is taking to them to the digital world. So we do not want to change something that they are already using, but we might want to tell them that we can stitch all of these points together. We can give you a better system which will talk in a better way. So you might be having already some kind of Azure system or some kind of SharePoint system where you have the reports existing, or maybe some kind of third party or compete system, Salesforce or anything, where they are keeping their dynamics or any kind of CRM records. So those kind of all the information which is coming from different systems, even it can be an Excel sheet record that they are maintaining. It can be any kind of IBM system they are maintaining or Amazon S3. Wherever the data is lying in, integrating the data, applying those machine learning intelligence and creating that integrated experience with patient 360 record is something we are able to do already with customer insight. How this product is helping, we already know that it is running on a low code no code portfolio, so you do not have to code. You can just in 2 to 3 weeks of journey, you can do this entire journey and have the output ready. Coming to the Power Platform, which is again a low code no code platform, you can show your customer that you have the ready-made template. You just connect to the customer insights connector, you create your different screens, and your persona and different experience are ready. So the development effort which we are streamlining with the help of Power Platform and customer insight kind of product, which are low code no code, is amazing. And how this journey is being traversed is something we can see that how beautifully we are able to put these points together to collectively show to our customers. So coming to the first part of the solution, which is like Dynamics Customer Insight. So you will see the data sources which is coming in our customer insight screen could be patient's medical report, their daily vitals. It can be some kind of survey system where the customers are writing the survey, how good or bad their services were and things like that. There could be some kind of feedback or support system where they are writing cases, creating cases, whether this case is solved or not solved, their logins not working, their reports are not downloading. There could be different kind of problems that they are addressing with help of support system. But when you have all this data collectively available, you know how you are able to help that system, or where is the place where your system is not working fine and you really need to help that help the system to streamline better, or you need to help your system to serve better. So these kind of a thing which you are able to bring in with your first part of the solution, which is customer insight. This is how the screen would look like, and you are seeing your customer data sources are coming through different channels, which can be, I've just put some example in here as in above. It can be much more. There could be some non-supported system, like customer can have some data in SAP system. So for those non-supported where we do not have a direct connectors available in customer insight, how you can support is you have Azure Data Factory and you can put it to Azure Data Lake. So your data is available for customer insight to get fetched from the data lake that is being connected. So Data Factory will run on a batch process and you will be able to pull the data on a recurrent manner. So you have a fresh data always available. Coming to the next set of this solution is a Power App. I'm not going into details of CI, Customer Insight. You might have seen those Customer 360 record and screen, but I am going to the beauty of Power App directly, where I'm able to bring in that entire experience with help of some kind of connectors that you have in Power App. So as you already might be aware of, that Power App has a CI connector. So now my solution is much more about how can I bring in all the data from CI and create an app kind of experience where I can project something that customer insight is telling, and I can create a CRUD operation kind of screen also, where I am able to write back to my backend systems that are attached to. So as one of the limitation that we have with customer insight is you cannot create a record from there because it's an analytical tool. It will give you good analytics, which is important. It will give you a map match merged record. It will give you AI empowered patient 360, but it cannot write back in your system if you have some kind of new vitals or new records. It cannot create on those systems. So we are coming to Power App for that part of solution. You know the statistics, but you have to enter current data. So you have create screen embedded in Power App where you can switch the screen. You can go to create UI, create this event, create this kind of record. So you know current vitals of the patient that you want to record to. So here I'm bringing the beauty of Power App, where you see in the left panel, I have home, I have customer search, that particular patient 360, some kind of health analytic report that I'm maintaining. So I'm not going to each of these sections. Store locator, I can find out where my particular injection or medication should be available and whatnot. There could be lot many things I want to cover on those store locator, where I want to find out whether that particular thing is available in this hospital of mine or like the other one they should be visiting, or some kind of medication that I want to investigate upon. So these could be like I have given for the sample. It can be based on the healthcare organization that you are going to implement. You can have different kind of screen being implemented. So coming to the second screen where I'm searching for a particular patient screen, this is how the patient record would look like. So I might have some kind of IDs or some name or some phone number with which I'll be searching that particular Contoso healthcare application, all the patients. So let's say if I have to search for Shivin, my first customer, and how the report should be. This is the screen where I can create the record of that particular patient. So I can add the temperature, oxygen reading, the blood pressure, pulse, any kind of cough symptoms or something that coming in, some kind of recent travel or the medical history. They could be a different set of parameters that he want to take as a vitals setup or vitals history. So patient ID is already been recorded as and when I'm selecting the record, and they will be able to add these kind of entries and submit the data. The right side will show like what kind of body temperature or what kind of syrup or things in what ml they should be taking, and there could be some medical data that they want to put in addition to that. Now you have feeded this data. Now my third part of solution is how machine learning will help when I have bulk of data already accumulated. Sorry, I'm switching the gear again, that we are in the third part of the solution, which is Azure machine learning, but we will see how this entire solutioning is transforming. So in the previous step, we made some kind of entries on the vital. You have collective vital entry from so many patients, like in daily basis, or maybe in the periodic in some hourly manner, you are feeding the data. But how you are able to bring in that data to your Azure machine learning is something we will see. So I have my machine learning model. You can search for healthcare industry. This is our gallery for the Azure AI gallery. You can search for healthcare. You can search for COVID related. You can search for a lot many medical, retail, or any kind of industry that you want to see the existing model. You can create your own one and publish as well. So I will be selecting an existing COVID model that is available for me to use, and I will be retraining that model with my own data that I have. So bringing the experience of this is how this machine learning entire structure would look like. So here you see that I do have these all are the particular inputs I have fed, some kind of transformation I have applied to the data, and finally when I see the output, this is how it will look like. So this is my COVID-19 result, whether it's a positive or negative based on their loss of smell, their temperature, their loss of taste, diabetes or not, like lot of conditioning that we have passed from customers from the patients and customers data is something. It is applying the model, it is creating the intelligence and telling you whether the symptoms should be in the positive side or in the negative side. Further, when the patient is making the recovery, that time also the changing symptoms, which we are again and again putting in with the help of app, it is helping you how the recovery statistics is going on. So you know how the recovery health index is going on, and all the way to patient record, you are able to see whether the recovery was good or bad, and you can judge based on their age, their symptoms, and their current conditioning of oxygen and things like that, how is it going all the way. So not just for that customer, but even for the healthcare organization to know and to learn how and what data were treated fine and how treatments helped their patients would be very useful in my opinion. Coming to some kind of histograms, like for every graph and charts, we really need to create a lot many things. But what are the possibility of errors and a lot of frequency and coefficients is something machine learning will tell you by itself out of the product, and we will be able to bring in all the way to our apps as in when we want. Coming to the another solutioning part, which is our teams, which is one more important solution, I would say, because in current times we have seen that not just in the education and a lot many other industry scenario, but even for the healthcare, teams has helped a lot because we are able to interact with doctors. We are able to two doctors are medical staff are able to connect with each other. They are able to connect with their patients well. They are able to do the remote checkups and like light diagnosis and the calls with their patients so well. So teams was anyway a very good solutioning. So in today's my solution, I have taken teams also as a part, and you will see customer insight is also having a connector in teams. So when you are on teams and you have the customer insight connector embedded, you will be able to fetch all of your patient record right there. You will be able to see how their things are and what their other statistics is, I mean, all the parameters are going fine or not. So how this is helping is in the team solution as well. Like you have one more pointer which is automatically connecting. You are not writing any code, but you have this connected experience with your instance of CR all the way to teams. So not just the calling, but again searching the records which are coming from machine learning and other matrix. Now coming to the next section, which is my integrated solution. So in the previous part, I've talked about a lot of different solutions, like how Power App is helping, how machine learning is helping, how Teams was helping, or how Customer Insight, which is the heart of the solution, is helping. But how we see all of this working together. I will touch base on the remote assist part a little later, but I'm discussing in the current solution where I want to see an integrated solution. Of course, Power Automate is always there because this connected trigger, whenever I'm creating these records, always it's Power Automate, which was connecting from Power App to all the way to my dynamic system. So yeah, I haven't touched that small part, but it was anyways covered and you all might be already aware of. But when I have to see the integrated solution overall shaping, so that is how I will see the final screen. This is my C360 screen where I see the score generation on my symptoms that has been recorded in the system. So this screen, it could be a little heavy with a lot of data, but I will help you explain through each part of the screen. Like Shivin is one of the data that I have recorded. You will see that particular record that I have pulled in, I do have red and blue markers there. So blue markers are something which is like some static record which is coming from the system, and red ones are something which are coming with machine learning intelligence that I have applied on my static data that I had in the system. So I'm able to see all the data which was static and generated by machine learning all together in one. So you will be able to see that how this entire thing is shaping, like different temperature check, BP check, all these middle one are the activities, and the left one is the whether it's a COVID results coming in, how the recent review, if the patient has some kind of unreviewed reports available for the doctors to be seen, they will know these two reports to be seen and checked. Some alarming picture, I've written some of the ones for the example sake, but they are very important because everybody is in hurry and a lot of patients in the healthcare, they are going to treat. Sometimes they may miss on some kind of health condition which can be alarming for one patient. So when you have this kind of application ready, you know what is alarming thing they should be reacting fast to, and what should bring their attention when they are treating to that patient. So they have very less chances of missing any important information that they should be certainly reacting to. And having that health metric and everything populating in one screen is helping them a lot. The quick recommendation is not just for the medical staff, but even for the patient, that they know what kind of tests and things they should be immediately taking to, and how they should be progressing on their treatments further. So having this kind of a 360 view is not just helping in the current treatment, but also helping them going for the next recommendation steps, and also raising the alarming facts, if any. So I was pulling some of the data which I thought could be important in this screen to be accommodated to, but there could be much more information in the medical science regular usage and based on their hospital practices, which could be really important for them to project to. So those all information can be created as a screen element over here and can be projected to. Now, I'm just concluding a bit on my previous part that I've shown on the overall screen, that how patient 360 was helping the doctor and medical staff, that I've already told that previous report, current vitals and ongoing treatment, everything is in one place. So medical staff is getting the special visibility, or also in this social distancing scenario where treatments are very challenging, is really helpful for them. And also this special medication condition, if they are allergic to something, they shouldn't be treated with certain medication. These kind of precaution steps which sometimes doctors miss, or we miss to mention in our treatment when we are visiting the doctor. These kind of important things are something we are able to bring in. Support tickets or something, like there could be some of the support tickets which are not resolved for quite some time. They are not able to log into their dashboard. They are not able to use apps. These kind of things could be secondary things, but it can also be important for that doctor, or it can also be important for those other medical staff to help those people, because their reports, last two reports are not measured. So maybe there is something they have missed upon. So the entire integrated system is helping the medical staff, because this digital enablement is taking them to the next level. It is giving them all the information that they should be really looking forward to. They are creating different priority of information, red, green, yellow markers of information we can create to. We can present this UI in even different ways. This was my way of representation, but Power App is so simple and easy that in few days people can really learn and create different UIs and experience for their different industry, and they can project relevant different UI articles very easily in their context. Coming to the backend part of it, because CI is mostly an analytical engine. So Power App has helped you see the front end information, how this backend engine was working all the way. That backend engine was coming from CI because that patient 360 was recorded in CI. How this patient 360 will help you as a medical staff or a medical representative, because a lot of treatments which are going on, if they are able to, they are not on papers, they are not just recorded in different system, but they are integrated to one system. So you know how diagnosis has gone, you know how their treatments and recovery has gone. So you are able to plan better, you are able to know better about how your solutioning and how your treatments of the organization going overall. So I see it in a different perspective from a medical situation, even for the research plans where they really want to cancer or different kind of diseases. There we have a lot of challenges, we do have a lot of uncertainty in a lot of diagnosis, a lot of different kind of diseases. So this same thing can be implemented in a lot of recovery, identifying their recovery patterns and different points that medical science can be benefited to. Now I'm coming to the remote assist part of it, because we have taken care of having the Teams calls where a patient doctor or different two doctors or specialists can interact, but how remote assist with the help of this Power App experience can help in the medical science. So we do have this new feature in the Power App itself. You can have remote assist. So there is like this 3D models and things can be configured. So you see that we have this catalog and you are able to have this 3D modeling there, which is really helping in the treatments, because Teams can be a 2D conversation, but having it a 3D, and you are able to recognize these models and elements in the high level of operations or things where our experts advice is very important. Remote assist is held very well, and they are able to connect in a very secure channel where the connectivity has to be very confidential and secure, because every treatment or something shouldn't be going out or nothing. I mean, for the privacy sake and even for the treatment sake, everything has to be on the Azure platform. Everything is considered and taken care in the platform. Partners just need to implement and evangelize the solutions. So I'm just seeing how it is working on an app along with the Teams. So in case remote assist has to be integrated to the Teams, it can be a HoloLens, it can be a Android or iOS app. And you can see that an experienced doctor is able to connect remotely, and they are able to treat the patients well. They are able to create the annotation, they are able to guide each other, and they are able to do the treatments, and the fantastic experiences has been shared in the UK and the other area that we have seen, that how the benefits has done. And in the current scenario when travel is like quite challenging and experts cannot travel all the time, these kind of implementation can help the life of medical science, and for all of us really simple and simplified. So that's the next part of it, and I will take questions a bit, I mean, now, so that we can go back to scenario and wherever I have to elaborate things to everyone on this solution. And one thing I would like to mention in this entire scenario, if any of you need help or you really need for your customers demo or your current implementation, please let me know. Here is my contact, and I can help you stitch this presentation for your respective customer scenario. We can change and transform and create the personalized experience demo for them. We do have a lot of demo environments and things in Microsoft space in CDX also, but they are like restricted and with the respective industry specific. But this is an integrated demo which is touching different technologies all together in one space. So I can share definitely the app and everything with you, and we can see the experience elaborating. So just taking you through this UI screen of mine where I'm able to see the screen. This is the Power App, and this is how entire thing is transforming. And this was one of the place where hospital member were able to check in and create test reports. They were able to see, and this, when they click on this, the entire record will go and create in CDS all the way. So Power Automate will help in that part, and this is the place where the signature and things you can create, and any report or something that you are going to mention to creating, and everything will come to the system. Taking to the machine learning side of it, here is the particular thing, and I have just picked up one of the model from the gallery. You can publish the different models, and this is how you will see the scoring coming all along. You can make these changes, you can reconnect it with your data, and you can customize the entire experience in your customer's domain. So you can see the score probabilities and code results populating based on the symptoms being fed to. So this entire solutioning was simple to implement and traverse through, and can be put in with different sources altogether. That's it from my side. Coming to the questions.
Awesome, Nalini. I would say need of time. Okay, before I ask my question, I'll repeat a question which Akash has asked.
Harshada, real quick. Sorry, there's a major echo from Namale, so we can't hear you very well. If you can, yeah, thanks.
Is it good now? No.
It should be fine now.
Okay. So before I ask my question, there's a question from Akash who would like to know, while working on a real-world AI-enabled project, customer demand for logic structure of the model built for given problem. So how would a consultant give more insight to customer on our predefined models on AI Builder and provide business justification for the accuracy of model trained for their data?
So it's a very interesting question. Thanks, Akash, for raising that. So as we see in our machine learning model, it is being retrained with the live data. So it is not the existing intelligence that it works on. It works on the live data of the customer, and it's been refed all along, all the time. So the new data retraining of the model, again you are getting new scores and new patterns are being taught to that. So it is always the live data which is flowing through. That is first point of convincing them. And the second point is static data cannot help you. Because static data can give you a aggregate, a sum, a average, or some basic like this, so this should be the way. I mean, this is how the recovery is going, or pattern is the number is going like this, means recovery is slow. So those kind of intelligence cannot come with the static data. So we have to convince them on the real the beauty that AI is bringing it to. So this was one of the example. There are many more example in the existing model in the gallery, and I can personally help you figure out those example in context of your customer. You can connect with me offline.
Okay, Akash, if this helps you with your question, just click on like. Nalini, I'm going to ask you one question. I'm sure it's going to be a little complicated. How is data privacy is taken care? Because we see that the specific customer data, what we are maintaining, is very much confidential. And what's your thought on that?
So yeah, again, there are two aspects on the data privacy part over here. First is in the customer insight as a product, it is taking care of privacy in really good manner because data is segmented and encoded. So nobody can understand that CI lake data. They cannot decode and understand. That's first part. So data is stored in a secure place. Again, when the access point is coming, again Azure AAD, so Power App is again powered by Azure AAD authentication. So the required medical staff or required hospital representatives will only be able to access the entire thing. So that's again another part that only the designated people who should be accessing will be able to access. In the personalized app experience, person himself will be able to see his own data and his own reports and things. So the entire channel is secured by Azure platform, which is very well known for its security and privacy feature in itself.